Well, your boy was right. Your boy called it. Roll the tape. You would assume that's in the name of Rhaenyra, but maybe this is really about to take a turn. Maybe he's going to go for the throne himself. You know what? I actually hope that's what happens, because for television's sake, that'd be good television. That's right. We have an official threesome going for the Iron Throne, as Daemon is straight up out here trying to take the throne for himself. He said, I had enough of all this disrespect. I'm coming for it myself. Bro rolled up to Harrenhal, the cursed place that is, and took over just by announcing himself. Obviously, a lot of stuff happened in this episode, but really none of it mattered compared to the very end. We had Aegon continuing to be trash. His new Kingsguard people are jokes. These dudes are scrubs. He rolled up on his brother being a weird little skeleton again. Also, in the beginning, we're showing Rhaenyra basically sending all of her younger kids away, so that kind of takes away the problem I've brought up in the past of how most of the kids in these families, like, they're not of fighting age. What are we going to do with them? Well, we're just sending them off to Pentos, and they're not going to be in this season anymore. Maybe we'll meet them when they're older, but yeah, they're out of here. But most important of all, Rhaenyra decides, again, the GOAT, and I'm holding the camera with one hand, so it's hard to clap. I'll throw in the clap. There we go. Let's clap it up for the true queen, doing everything she can to prevent bloodshed. Risked her life to go to King's Landing on her own, dressed up as a nun. Looked super cute, by the way, to be able to talk to Alicent to try to stop this war. Now, I'll say the one negative, things in this show are starting to move very fast. They're giving me end of Game of Thrones vibes. For example, Rhaenyra announces to the White Widow that this is the plan she wants to do, and literally next scene, within 2.5 minutes of screen time, she's like sitting next to Alicent in King's Landing talking. Now, I know Dragonstone's right next to it, but still, like, they had to come up with a plan. They had to get her in there, and it happens immediately. So again, they got to get the war going. I know that things are going to start happening very quickly, especially since we're now through 3 episodes, only 5 left, and the only we haven't actually even seen battle. The only battle that's happened is between the two houses in the Riverlands who just hate each other and proclaim for their own sides and are basically beefing and fighting on their own without the two royal families even getting involved. So I know things are going to move quickly, but still, I hope they take some more time to flesh some of this stuff out. Now, during that whole talk, very on edge, by the way. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Obviously, we knew Rhaenyra wasn't going to die. She was going to make it through, make it out of there, but I was just praying, like, please let this dumb girl, and I'm not anti-Alicent. I don't think she's, like, purposely stupid or purposely evil, but, like, she needs to know, and I'm glad that at the very end, Rhaenyra let her know, like, no, he was talking about Song of Ice and Fire. He was talking about a prophecy. Like, he's talking about Aegon the Conqueror. He's not talking about your son, you idiot. And now she knows that the blood, the thousands of people, the dragons, the family lines that are going to be wiped is all because she listened to the words of an old, decrepit, senile man on his deathbed. Oh, no, it's Aegon. The prince was promised. Out here sounding like Joe Biden in the debate. And she's basically started this war just because of something she thought that he said while dying. She needs to know that, and I'm so glad that she now does. It'll be interesting to see what she does with this information. Now, she's straight up with Rhaenyra, like, hey, my sons, everyone's out, like, they're ready for battle, it's too late, and you know it's too late. And Rhaenyra's like, yeah, like, these dudes are just out here for blood. We've known that since day one. By the way, I wish we knew more about Rhaenyra's Council of War or Queen's Council or whatever. Because they all kind of just popped up, and they try to give little hints of what houses they're from, but, like, we don't know anything about any of them, and that's actually, I'm going to have to count that as another negative, because they were, like, going back and forth with her, they're trying to give her advice, and, like, we don't even know who these people are, versus the King's Council, we have at least experience, and for Aegon, we know who all those characters are, so it's a little easier to follow and appreciate. And also, Larys Strong, little crippled dude who loves Alicent's feet. He's now getting in with Aegon, who continues to make terrible decisions and is I haven't ranted about Cole yet. I'm proud of myself. He didn't really do this. It actually showed in this episode that he's a pretty capable military commander, which I never doubted. But best believe, when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, he's going to lose. I know he's going to lose a fight. Just not sure if it's going to be this season or not. But I'm in a little early here today. That was my main takeaway from this episode. Definitely didn't get to too much ranting. But now that we got 3 people going for the throne, I wonder when Rhaenyra is going to find out that Daemon is not riding with her anymore and he's now riding with himself. And if she's going to attempt to get him back, or if it's really going to be 3 people battling it out now. So we'll have to see. I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you like my review style, check out my other House of the Dragon videos. Make sure you like this video to help me with the algorithm, and subscribe to my channel to keep up with my future reviews. I really appreciate you. And per usual, I will see you guys next week.